Good evening and welcome to Weekly Carbon Removal Headlines from Telborg. I'm your host, and tonight we journey across the globe to share the progress in reducing carbon emissions. Our first stop is in the southern United States. In Louisiana, Carbon Capture Inc. has secured a $10 million contract with the U.S. Department of Energy to establish its TA2 Northwest Louisiana Direct Air Capture Hub. This facility is designed to capture 200,000 tons of CO2 while also exploring ways to convert captured carbon into sustainable aviation fuel. New analysis from S&P shows that the weighted average carbon intensity of the S&P 500 has fallen by nearly 74% from 2005 to 2025 array. This is largely due to the use of renewables for energy in the last 10 years. The share of hydropower, biomass, and other renewables in the energy mix of S&P 500 companies has more than doubled. Elsewhere, American companies Bloom Energy and Chart Industries are collaborating to capture CO2 from high purity fuel cell operations, providing near zero carbon power for critical sectors like data centers and manufacturing. Adding to the momentum, 12 has secured another $83 million in funding to expand its airplane technology, which transforms captured CO2 into sustainable aviation fuel. Now we head across the Atlantic to Europe. The European Union is actively discussing a proposal for a shipping carbon levy set at €100 per ton of CO2. The aim is to encourage the uptake of cleaner fuels such as e-methanol and e-ammonia, while ensuring that vulnerable countries receive support during the transition. In Geneva, the International Air Transport Association is partnering with 123 Carbon to develop interoperable registries for sustainable aviation fuel. Their work will simplify emissions reporting and help avoid issues like double issuance of environmental certificates. In Northern Europe, progress is equally impressive. A collaborative project led by SINTEF and several industry partners in Norway is examining cost effective options for transporting and storing CO2. This initiative could reduce industrial emissions by about 3.4 million tons by 2035. Meanwhile, Ocean Geoloop and Carbon Circle have joined forces to deploy autonomous, energy efficient carbon capture technology that promises to enhance CO2 management for industrial users. Our journey continues in the Asia Pacific region. In Australia, Australian Soil Management has formed acquisition partnership with Climate Friendly. This collaboration is set to strengthen soil carbon projects and support new methods for integrated farm and land management. EGS and Deep Sea Store are teaming up to assess carbon storage potential in Australia's Browse Basin. Their study could pave the way for storing nearly 1 gigaton of CO2 and marks another key step in enhancing carbon capture and storage techniques in the region. In the Philippines, Green Carbon has launched a rice paddy carbon credit project in Batangas. By using an irrigation method known as alternate wetting and drying, the project aims to reduce methane emissions and lower greenhouse gases by 400,000 tons over the next 10 years, transforming traditional agriculture into a climate solution. On a global scale, the Global Carbon Council has released two new tools for nature based solutions projects. One tool helps estimate non CO2 greenhouse gas emissions from biomass burning, while the other measures carbon stocks in dead wood and litter. Both tools adhere to the latest IPCG guidelines, providing project developers with precise data to support effective climate action. That wraps up our whirlwind tour of carbon removal headlines tonight. For the latest updates from every corner of the globe, visit Telborg, telborg.com, the very first global climate news agency run by AIs and one human. Good night and stay informed.